From the Building of Faith, welcome to Celebration, a Christian talk and variety show with outreaches across the world via television, radio, internet, and social media. You'll hear from today's leading authors, preachers, singers, evangelists, songwriters, and local Christian leaders. Now here's your host, president and founder of Journey Network, Dr. J.T. Guyton.
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to have you tuned in and watching and listening today. If you just tuned in on television, welcome to the Celebration program. And if you just came by on J3 Radio, well, welcome to the radio portion of things. You never know what's going to happen around here, where we're going to be live on radio, TV, or what. And now the cool thing is we just try to put them both together. So everybody watching on the Journey Network, hello, thank you. Call somebody and tell them to tune in, especially if any of our TV viewers. Now, radio people, y'all just hang on. Y'all just stuck in here with us, all right? So this was really mainly started off going to be the radio interview. And then this morning, I texted and told my guest, I said, we're going to do TV and radio today. And, of course, he's always ready for whatever. But for those of you watching around the country today, if you are a wrestling fan, especially those of you watching in Atlanta, you're familiar with the Southeastern Conference with the Continental Championship Wrestling and what have you. Today, my guest is none other than the one and only Wildcat Wendall Cooley.
If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie, I don't want to go. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie, I just as soon stay home.
One of my wrestling heroes growing up. He is the man, and he's here with us today. So the other day, we were in staff meeting, right? And I said, next Tuesday, Wildcat is going to be here. And my nephew looks at me and he says, Uncle, he said, you never call him Wendell. You never call him Wendall Cooley. He said, you always say Wildcat Wendall Cooley.
Yeah, right.
That's just part of it. So where did the whole Wildcat part come from?
Yeah, I was just asked that the other day, as a matter of fact. One of my closest friends asked me, he said, how did you get the name Wildcat? How did you come up with that? Actually, I didn't come up with it.
Yeah.
It was given to me when I was wrestling in Mid-South for Bill Watts over there.
Yeah.
I had just came out of Texas for a couple months. I'd started there in Skandar Akbar. I don't know if you remember him. He was a manager.
Yeah.
You know, the Sudan, headdress and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He gave me the name Wildcat. Just out of the blue, doing an interview.
All right.
And he said, that Wildcat guy, Wendall Cooley, and it stuck.
Yeah.
It stuck from that day on. Thank gosh it did, because,
Wow.
I don't know how much I'd have ever drawn if they had just called me Wendall Cooley, I
don't think I've ever asked you that. Of all the times you've been on the TV show and stuff, I don't think I've ever asked you where you got that name from, Wildcat.
But that's where it came from. Yeah,
okay.
Skandar Akbar gave that to me.
Wow.
And it's just stuck.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking this morning coming into the studio, my first thought was you always knew when Wildcat was coming because, that song would kick off. And it'd be, of course, Hank Jr., if heaven ain't a lot like this.
I got to give as much credit to that song as anything else because Hank was such a hot commodity back during those days, It was Hank, Hank, Hank.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't choose that song.
Really?
I did not. I was in Memphis.
Okay.
And I had just gotten in there. Hadn't been in there but a few weeks. But when they bring in their new talent, if they're going to do anything with them, and I say, your main events and things like that, work programs with them, they like to shoot videos.
Yeah.
So they took me out and we shot a video.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what song they were going to use until they actually edited it and put that song out there.
Yeah.
But that thing was a hit, dude.
It
All
was.
you had to do was the first couple bass kicks right there, and you knew who it was. There was no doubt.
That's for sure. Now, that video was on YouTube, by the way. if you'd like to see it, you can search Wildcat Wendall Cooley or Heaven Ain't a Lot Like Dixie, and it will pull that video up. Seemed like you're riding a horse on that thing and working around the farm and stuff.
Yeah, I was, and there was a guy there trying to teach me how to rope.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
we had a little metal calf set up, made out of rebar or something. And he was trying to show me how to throw the rope and rope. And then we rode some around the place. And ended up, I think at the very end of it, I have no idea who that little kid was or how we ended up at a park.
Oh, wow.
But I was sitting on one of them little rocky horses there beside him.
That's right.
That's
right.
I have no idea if we drove to a park just to shoot that piece or what. But
that kid didn't know he was going to be seen on television, right?
He did not. I guess he's still looking for his royalties. I don't know.
Now, was about the time when did they always have intro music like that for the?
Okay, only certain few people back in those days.
That's what I
had
thought.
Intro music.
Yeah.
And then later on, it kind of become everybody wanted it, but it didn't. It was kind of redundant, for lack of a better word.
Sure.
If the whole card, everybody there has music, because you're supposed to make your money drawing your stars set apart from the other people.
That's right.
Okay, so you should want to strive to get better, get to that point.
That's right.
To be that guy.
Yeah.
Then you can get music.
Wendall the Wildcat Cooley going up against the exotic Adrian Street, and a white instead of a pink belt, and a lovely dress on your lady.
That's right, Gordon. You know, the match I got tonight is a very important match to me because it involves my lady right here, Miss Ellie Mae Spickett. Now, you see this lovely evening gown she's modeling right here. I'm going to put it on Adrian Street tonight because I told you 2 weeks ago that I'm going to do nothing but humiliate Adrian Street because he painted this belt pink once, and that's too many times for me, Gordon. And if he wants to follow me around and try to paint this thing pink, I'm going to give him all the opportunities he wants, but I'm going to send him down that road of humiliation farther than any man has ever gone, and I'm fixing to humiliate him a little bit more right now.
You mean to tell me you're going to... Yep. That's exactly what he means to tell me. He fully intends to put the dress that Ellie Mae is wearing on exotic Adrian Street. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, this very important match has been signed by both men. The loser to wear the dress. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, weighing in at 224 pounds, Milton, Florida, would you welcome your champion, Wildcat Wendall Cooley.
I just as soon stay home. I was one of the chosen few to be born in Alabama. I'm just like my daddy's son. I'm proud of who I am. I went through a lot of good women. Should go Jim Beam Pan.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the ring at 222 pounds from the Royal Forest of Dean, would you welcome the exotic Adrian Street. He is accompanied by Ms. Linda.
All right, the exotic Adrian Street getting set to go out against Wildcat Wendall Cooley. One fall, You see, there's, oh my. Now some real vehemence coming out from exotic Adrian Street as he quickly ducks behind Miss Linda. Miss Linda still on crutches, although her badly broken ankle is well on the mend now. And we've got a problem here, as Wildcat Wendall Cooley went outside the ring and catches the exotic Adrian Street, never allowing him a chance to get into the ring. Now he shoves him into the ring. Picked up Miss Spigot and now attacks exotic Adrian Street once again. Into the far corner, side headlock, hard right hand. So Cooley very much in charge of the situation right now. Street in trouble. Cooley very much dominating the situation. And it is Cooley once again, an Irish whip. Catches Street coming off the ropes. Street in trouble. Cooley, the flat of the foot to the top of the head. He uncorks a right hand. And brother, that puts the exotic one from England down to the canvas. Catches him with another right hand. Cooley not paying a whole lot of attention to wrestling etiquette. He just figures Street deserves a lot of punishment, and that's what he's going to give him. Irish whip on the exotic Adrian Street. Street caught again. Lateral press. Street powers out. Street, of course, former European middleweight, heavyweight wrestling champion. Middle heavyweight is what I meant to say. Cooley drives the knee into the pectoralis majors. Joe Pedicino's got to be watching this one and worrying. Good snapmare by Cooley. Street, a glancing blow across the chest to no avail. Cooley fires away a hard right hand. Brother, Cooley is doing a tap dance all over the body of the exotic Adrian Street.
Everybody started doing it. And then I think probably in the mid to late 90s, it started becoming a problem with copyrights and things like that.
Yeah.
So Vince, of all people, he went and hired a company, and he shot every video, every intro song, and the whole deal. Yeah. So, he owned all of that.
I got you. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Everybody wants their slice of the pie.
There you go.
We're well familiar with royalties around here. That's for sure. So the main reason, and we're going to talk a little bit about this. So obviously, it's you're one of those guys, when you talk to you, wrestling has to be part of the conversation, obviously. But the main reason I wanted him to come today, because a lot of people don't know, and we're going to talk about this more in a minute, but I want to go back to a wrestling thing first, and that is Wildcat now has a band, and they're traveling and performing, and we're going to talk about that. Wildcat Wendall Cooley and the Nothing Special Band.
Yeah.
I love it. And we're going to talk about where that name came from and whatever. So stay tuned right here. Those of you watching by television, there are numbers on your screen all throughout this program if you'd like to contact us if you want more information. Or if you simply need prayer, there's people standing by to pray with you and help you out if you're going through some difficult time. If you're listening on radio, just keep it locked in right here to 93.5 FM. J3 Radio. Go download the J3 Radio app in the App Store. If you enjoy this kind of music, you will definitely enjoy the app. It's there with you. You can send voice shout-outs. If you want to send us a voice message, you can do that on the app. You can send birthdays, anniversaries, announcements, song requests. You can get the weather, sports, all that stuff on there as well. J3 Radio app, or you can go to journeynetwork.live and check that out. I saw a thing this morning, and I read a story. You know how all that stuff pops up in your Facebook feed that you didn't ask for? Mm-hmm. Well, this popped up, and obviously Facebook must have known you were coming on the show today. But it popped up, and it was a picture of Gordon Soley.
Right.
And so the story was that when Vince McMahon bought out the Prime Hour, I guess on
TBS,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
And he offered Gordon Soley a job, and of course more money, more fame, all that kind of stuff to go with him. And I forget exactly what the quote was. I thought I had it in my mind. It was so good the way Gordon Soley said it, but more or less he's like, I'm sold out to that conference was Continental Championship Wrestling, this whole
that's it
thing right here.
Yes.
And he said, that's where I'll stay. And he turned down, I guess he really could have been the Mean Gene at that time.
Well, he could have been, but things were so much different up there than they were around these smaller territories where Gordon did three TVs.
Yeah.
Okay, he did Atlanta TV.
Right.
He did championship wrestling out of Florida. Then he came to do Continental. So he was doing three at one time.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
He would film there.
Yeah.
Fly here, film here.
Yeah.
Fly over there, stay and film there.
Yeah.
And it was around. He just had that consummate voice and his play-by-play and his description of how things happened. It was kind of like back in the day, Howard Cosell.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Howard Cosell, he could just make he can make such a dramatic picture out of such a small little incident.
Yeah.
And Gordon was a master at it.
And when you have guys like that, it's hard to get used to listening to somebody else call the plays. Whether it's your favorite football announcer like Eli Gold or whoever.
Absolutely. Alabama football ain't Alabama football without Eli Gold on it.
It is not. That's right. So in wrestling, I remember because see, when we grew up at that point, all we knew was Continental Championship Wrestling.
Right.
So you guys were the ones we saw around here in Atmore. And then I'll never forget the first time there was a Saturday night main event. That was the first time I ever saw WWF. Mm-hmm. And I remember when Mean Gene come out and do the announcement, I was like, this just don't even sound right. Where is Gordon? I want to know where Gordon is. Because even as a kid, I was so used to him and the way he did it.
And another good one was Charlie Platt.
Oh, Charlie.
Charlie Platt was great.
Hello, Charlie.
Yes.
Charlie checks us out from time to time on Facebook.
Charlie Platt was awesome.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
I love Charlie. I remember one time when Charlie got drugged in the ring. Do you remember that?
I'm sure I probably do. It happened several times. But
okay. Seemed like they busted his lip or something. Maybe if he's watching, he can let us know.
But I remember back in my early days, when I first started, it was at the TV station there at TVY in Dothan.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie was there. I think Rick Stewart was alongside of him at the time, but he always talked good about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I was just beginning, a rookie, I was there for enhancement talent only. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just cutting my teeth and learning the business and whatever. But Charlie always talked good about me and build me up.
Yeah.
instead of going the opposite direction like you would see on WWF or something like that, WWE, they would talk about these guys like they never had a prayer. Why are they even in here? You know what I'm saying? So you're really defeating your purpose, because if I beat somebody up that ain't got a business being in here, then what good does it do for me? You know what I'm saying? He was always good to me.
Yeah. And Charlie was like Eli and Gordon. He had a voice for that.
Yes, he did.
And still does. Still does. Did you like? I know it was probably not the same atmosphere, but did you like doing the TV studios better than the actual whatever? I mean, I know it's not the same atmosphere, and that's probably like saying apples and oranges, but it's still. I mean, there was still an audience there. There's still an excitement.
It was, but everything was so much more critical in a studio. Mm-hmm. Okay, back in the kayfabe days, early on when I first got started, man, everything was so close quartered and so tight. The atmosphere felt good because it was lively and all, but man, things were just so much more scrutinized, because I mean they could see everything, hear everything, everything was so tight and close. But when we moved up into Birmingham to the Boutwell. Mm-hmm. Now you got all of this room, and you got a little more freedom in the ring. Yeah. You know what I mean? To get things handled the way they need to be handled.
Right.
Yeah.
So now a true wrestling fan understands the word kayfabe.
Yeah. Right.
But for those who are not, tell them what that is.
The word kayfabe is, it's a brotherhood. It's a secrecy. You don't let them in on the secret. It's just like your carnies at your carnivals and your fairs.
That's right.
They all speak that carny language, and they kayfabe you because they don't want you to know what's going on. You know what I mean? Sure. But that was just our word if we were around people that weren't a part of the business and didn't understand the business. You would say, hey, kayfabe. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That means, shut up, don't talk about it, because
they're there.
Well, there's people here that don't, need to hear what's going on.
And I think that's when wrestling was at its best.
It was.
Because had I known as a kid, that you and Adrian Street didn't really hate each other to that bad, it might have hurt me.
It probably would have, and ticket sales would have dropped.
Sure.
But what's happened today, because Vince came out and exposed it because of the big lawsuits for people getting hurt.
Sure.
It's sports entertainment. So now the guys, they are athletes and they do wrestle a little bit, but they have to do these god-awful things to themselves and others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To perform anymore, because people don't buy into the program as much.
That's right.
They probably have 100 people on the roster.
Yeah.
So it's something different every week. You try to work a little program, but it's not like the programs we worked in the day. You know what I mean? Where people tuned in. Well, for sure I got to see what he does next week.
Sure.
It's not. I don't think it's that much anymore. I think the thing is they want to tune in to see what kind of scaffold they can jump off of, or how many tables they can break, or how many windshields in a vehicle, or just stuff like that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Did you ever write any of your storylines?
Yes, a lot of them.
Okay.
Especially when I worked with Adrian.
Okay.
Adrian didn't like to talk much in the ring.
Okay.
So Boss Man would tell me, he said, look, we need to slip him over. And slip over, you know what that means. Yeah. It's not a hard outright 1, 2, 3 kind of deal, because you got to take care of your people. So he would tell me what he wanted. I would go to Adrian. Adrian and I would sit down. Okay, we need to get to this point.
Yeah.
So he would give me his opinion. I'd give him mine. We'd say, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to end it. Mm-hmm. And we'd move on.
Yeah.
As far as week to week, I would make suggestions just based on what I felt would move things forward.
Yeah.
And because you don't want to outrace it. You want to milk it and get all you can get out of it, because the longer the program lasts, the more you're going to draw money and put people in seats. That's how we got paid.
That's right.
If we didn't draw people to put them in the seats, then we didn't make much money,
Yeah. Here we are, another wall signing, but the one and only Wildcat Wendall Cooley is signing this wall right now. See, the price of that door just went up.
What's the date today?
Today is the 2nd. September 2nd.
I can't remember if I get this long since I heard it.
There you go. Right there on the door, right here. J3 Radio, Wildcat.
We are so glad you have been with us for this program. Our prayer is that today's show has been a blessing and an encouragement to you and your walk with the Lord. This ministry is continually reaching out to spread the good news of Jesus Christ to all the world. We need your love gifts and prayers to help keep this ministry on the air 24 hours a day. So call us at 1-833-963-5433 or write us at Journey Network, P.O. Box 1420, Atmore, Alabama 36504. Or you can contact us online at journeynetwork.live. If you would like to have JT come speak to your church, conference, or event, please visit our website and go to the Event Scheduling tab. Thank you for your continued support. And remember, God loves you, and we do too.
Hello, my name is Philip Cameron of Daily Faith Television, seen right here on Destiny Television Network. You need a dose of daily faith in your life every day. We've got some great guests that break open the bread of life into your life, and I believe will enrich you as you watch. And also, I want you to encourage you to be a part of the miracle of Destiny Television in the South Alabama region. Your monthly gift, your monthly support will allow J.D. Guyton to reach further for the kingdom of God in these last days. Bless you.
Hello, I'm Pastor Sam Luke, and I'm here with my beautiful granddaughter,
Zion Grace Bowers.
And Zion is about the same age as her mother was when we pastored in your area. Now, 30 years later, at the invitation of J.T. Guyton, we're coming back to your area to share the good news of the gospel, and we call it Victory Today. So be sure to tune in and watch. God bless you all.